All right, all right, all right. Welcome to Away to a Great Marriage Cast. I'm Tony. This is La Rhonda.
Hello.
Down on the floor is Katie, and
Annabelle.
Annabelle's around here somewhere. If you prefer
Yay, Annabelle.
our pets over us,
Some people do. Here she is.
maybe they'll
There
tell you
she
how to have a great
is.
marriage.
With pets, you have a great marriage.
Miss LaRonda has a song that Miss Omi wrote years ago. That's her mother.
Yeah.
And so this is dedicated to her mother. And so I'm going to turn it over to LaRonda.
Thank you. This is called One by One, written March 20th, 1992. One by one, he'll call us home to stay. Will you be ready to meet him on that day? When he calls your name, will you say, Lord, here I am? Or will you try to run away and hide? He's coming soon to take us to our new home. Let's work for him, win souls before he comes. That's what we're trying to do.
Get out the word.
Get out the word. On Judgment Day, he'll say, well done, my child. A crown you've won. With Jesus, you will abide. What a wonderful time we'll have in our new home. In this old world of sin, no more to roam. We'll shout and sing around that shining throne, and we'll thank our Savior for victory has been won. There's a good song, Mom, that God gave you.
Victory has been won.
One by one. We know who wins the victory, don't we, babe?
Well, we know the end of the book.
We do. Absolutely.
Hello, Elaine.
Hi.
She says, hello, beautiful spiritual parents. I'm wearing my dad's shirt tonight.
There's your spiritual dad shirt.
Since I'm such a lousy father.
Nah.
Okay. We are in choice theory still. And we have moved. We're in chapter 3. And the title tonight is Your Quality World. And I found this very interesting when I read this. I'll try to explain it to you before I read sections out of it because I found it so fascinating. Is that we have in our mind how that we would like this world to be. And so we try to, as we go through life, try to match up things with this quality world and add them into our real world. And so, it's one of the ways that you can, if you're dealing with somebody, as a counselor, or if you're dealing with somebody, in a relationship, if you can kind of realize what they're, don't say that. You're a good dad.
Oh,
from what
yes,
I've
he
seen,
is.
Elaine. I need you a testimonial letter from you.
Yes. Write that out, please.
Maybe if I get 100 testimonial letters, maybe that might help the
That
situation.
might help.
But anyway, we will. It helps you in dealing with somebody. Like for example, if a child is between the ages of 5 and 12, I know that if I ask them, do you like this season of Fortnite? I have an instant conversation.
Yes.
They're going to talk my leg off for an hour or two,
yes.
Just like that kid did at WLJC
yes.
that one night. He even gave us, he exchanged phone numbers with us and EJ so that he could play Fortnite with us.
You wanted us to play Fortnite.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then he would text us, I'm homesick today. Will you play Fortnite with me? And so that's a quality, that's an example of a quality world. But, we have some bad qualities. Whenever I talk in my testimony, I gave down at Cats how that, as men have, it actually has been going back since you go back into, you look at Diana, the goddess Diana was really an interesting creature. It probably all along we have been as men kind of been trying to put into our quality world these defective women,
Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn. Yeah.
I knew that's who I was trying to think
Well,
of.
no, I was thinking of Glitch or whatever that movie was with Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah. The woman that had the real short haircut.
The girl, she would like Glitch.
Yeah.
But then she turned it into
Yeah.
a good where she could glitch around the race course.
Yeah.
So we need to be careful what we allow to be put into our quality world if we're controlling it. But lots of times it helps to know if you're counseling somebody or if you're dealing in a relationship, what that quality world looks like. And so in a relationship, you've got to, if you're having difficulty, you can try to put yourself in this quality world of somebody else if you know what their quality world's all about. Like LaRonda, it's to her is about us, going to church and singing together and doing these podcasts together.
And holding hands.
That's her quality world.
It is.
Sometimes it's about looks. We may have watched a movie whenever we were young and fell in love with a character in the movie, and so now we like freckle faced, redheaded women.
Right. Or brown-eyed, blonde-headed women.
Right. Exactly. Or blue-eyed, dark-headed men.
Yes, that's what I like.
Yes, exactly. So, yeah, she has a thing for that, and so that is, and so maybe we need to learn to change that quality world if it's defective, if we have things in there that are bad. So I think I've talked enough about the quality, my perspective of the quality world, and let's read some of my highlights. The first thing I have highlighted is what these pictures portray fall into three categories. The people we want most to be with, in other words, who we want to surround ourselves with. The things we most want to own and experience. It might be a four-wheel, a Titan, Nissan Titan, or
somebody like you would want one.
or well, Braden especially.
Braden, yeah.
We may that's his quality world right now. As you talk about trucks, and you got him.
Got him.
Hooked. He wants to look on
my phone all the time.
On LaRonda's phone all the time. I don't know why he can't use his Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then the ideas or systems of belief that govern much of our behavior. And so, in other words, probably for us Christians, the Bible and how we've been raised. Some of that might be tradition or superstition, and so we have to look at that and guard on that and kind of kick that out of our quality world.
Yeah.
If we have things like that. Hey, Terry.
Hi, Terry.
Nice for you to join us.
We love you.
And so that's sort of, I hope you get kind of an idea of what the quality world's about. The next thing I have highlighted is, but a lot of people have not found anyone they can trust and enjoy being with. They may have been rejected or abused, and they begin to give up on happiness, on feeling good in a relationship. In many instances, they discover that there are ways to find pleasure without relationships. To feel good, they began to replace people pictures with non-people pleasure pictures, pictures of violence, drugs, and unloving sex in their quality world.
Yeah.
Maybe even pets.
Yep. Right, Annabelle?
I was thinking about it. I know people that their quality world was pets. They said that pets gave more love back.
My cousin says that. No, not Terry.
Okay. Oh, okay. As they do so, they separate themselves further from people and happiness, compounding the urgency of the problem. The more lonely they get, the less they are able to accept that they have rejected people, and the more they believe that people have rejected them. Many of them blame the government or people who are different from them. If you are men, they often hate women and enjoy degrading them. They hate them because they need them sexually, and they like to see themselves as macho men who don't need anyone. And so then it lists Hustler magazine, but we don't drop names in small group.
Nope.
At least I tell them not to. That's not one of the 5 guidelines, but in my small group it is.
Right.
But anyway, you get the idea there that we can we need to take control of this quality world, that your quality world, and what you put in it, because you could put bad stuff in it.
Yeah, I mean, saying quality world, it's not a godly thing, you know.
Right. This
you
is
know,
a psychological.
It's a psychological thing. Yeah.
You know, we want to put good quality things in it. We want to picture being around people who are good and healthy for us, instead of settling for people who are destructive,
Right.
or relationships that are toxic and destructive just because we're lonely,
Right.
and that sort of thing.
I think we've all, as humans, have experienced that.
That's
Trying to get something toxic, even if it's a friendship with someone, not even a man or a woman. What's Terry's name?
no, it's Elaine.
Oh.
That's me. I feel happier single than in a relationship. Pets make me happier than a dating relationship. I can't wait till I get strong enough to get another dog. But you know, as somebody was talking to me tonight, you know that you know, you can, you know, by what they would allow in their quality world was that they would, you know, take them to people they trust and introduce them to them, and say, hey, you know, is this, you know, let them check them out.
Oh, you
You
mean
know,
like in a
they
dating
have to
situation?
be accepted in their quality world,
Right.
before that they
Right.
could go on. Hey, Tim.
Hi, Tim.
It's like the 10 Commandments. There's a guidelines for guidelines.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I picked that up at Eagle Heights. We used to say no dropping of drug names. And then I said, well, if you're no drug names, no internet sites or
Right.
social media.
give people stuff to go to.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too tempting whenever somebody drops a name.
Yeah.
But anyway, the next thing I have highlighted is they starved themselves ostensibly to be thin, but actually to control the people who care for them, since we all see the world not as it is, but the way we want to see it. They may interpret it, parental care as control. And so, I don't know if you guys realize this or not, but anorexia is basically, or bulimia, or any of those things, is a control thing. It's a way of controlling people. And sometimes people use psychosomatic illnesses as a way to control people that are around them. You know, I hate to say that people get cancer so that they can control.
Yeah,
Control
no, I
somebody
wouldn't say
else.
that. I wouldn't
But
say
you
that.
know,
But if they do get it, they might use it.
right.
But
But-
now, I want to say something. I was bulimic from 13 to 28, but nobody knew it.
Right.
So I wasn't controlling nobody but myself.
Right, but that was something you could control.
It was me.
Was the bulimia?
Yes.
You
Yeah.
could
I couldn't
control
control nothing
the
else.
bulimia, or you can control
Yeah.
different things, and so.
But I wasn't trying to control a person with it. I was just controlling myself.
Oh, okay.
Not trying to use it against someone, saying, "Oh, look, it's good for me." You know,
Yeah.
I got a disease.
But a lot of times it's
And about.
the child trying to control. They're controlling. They feel like their parent is being controlling when they may be just parenting them.
No,
and
that
so-
wasn't my
I know,
situation.
not your situation,
But
but
yes.
that's what this book is saying.
Yes.
Most of the time, that somebody's struggling with anorexia is they may be feeling like they're being controlled.
Yeah,
by-
Annabelle agrees.
by a parent. Yeah, she.
Annabelle and Katie's up in.
Tell them all about it, girl. Tell them all about it. Tell them about your quality world, huh? Yeah,
Their
that's
quality
it.
world is going outside
Their,
potty.
their
and
quality
getting a
world
treat.
it has Tony in the center
Yes,
of it.
they
That's
do.
for sure. Ooh, I sweet nectar of the smell.
The sweet nectar.
Okay, so
That's funny.
let's move on to the next one. And so, if you own that person, it is right to make him or her do what you want. Any ownership picture is a relationship disaster in the making. It almost always sets us up for disappointment, anger, and conflict. Ownership pictures lead to murder, prison, and have thousands upon thousands of men and some women who killed their spouses who would not be owned. So
Oh boy, that's lovely.
that's lovely. So,
Yeah.
but I'm sure there are people who that think that have that they should be in total control
That
of
ownership.
their spouse.
Yeah, that's
To
ridiculous.
the point where that they own them. You're my spouse. I own you now, and
But we look at it in a godly way.
right.
We're as one, and we are each other's, but we don't own each other. We stand side
Well,
by
that gets
side.
back to love is a choice.
Right.
Codependent between the difference between enmeshment and living a symbiosis relationship.
Right.
We're not we're not. You're not me,
No.
and I'm not you.
And there's a lot of things you like I don't.
Because if you are me and I'm you, then we couldn't get half the things done that we get done.
No.
But
Absolutely not.
As it is. But,
Yes.
But for somebody to think that because that they now own the person because that they're married.
I've seen that before.
And that they're so controlling that the other person has to do everything that they say, or else they're going to kill them.
Or they'll kill them, yeah, or toss them out or whatever. So
the next highlighted section I have is because it feels so good to be with them, and we believe it will feel so good to be with them. We may get involved destructively with some of the people who choose to we choose to put in our quality worlds.
yeah.
It is sometimes dangerous to our health and happiness to put certain people into our quality worlds, and we often know it when we put them in. And to be fair, it may be destructive to them to put us in. And so that's where I get back to. I know people on Facebook that post the Joker and Harley Quinn on their Facebook,
Yeah.
and they love each other, and they reminisce about these relationships. Oh, I wish somebody loved me enough to that they kill themselves for me.
Oh Lord, I've
But
heard
that's
that,
basically
Lord.
what it is. I mean, we have to watch out what movies we watch, okay,
Absolutely.
and what we allow into this quality world that we have. Is to put it in a Christian perspective, we have to guard our hearts.
Guard the gates.
Out of our hearts proceed the issues of life, and so we got to guard this quality world of ours and not allow stuff like that in that and make sure that it's good and healthy and right, and especially if you're going to choose to love somebody, then you put them in your quality world.
They have to be. You are in my quality world, baby. No one else.
Okay, so that's...
You can't put people up on a pedestal either, because they will fall and they will bring you down with them.
So the next section, the next chapter 4, is total behavior. I hope you understand quality world. I found it fascinating whenever I read that chapter, so I hope that you kind of get.
Tell them again, if they just are tuning in, what do you mean quality world?
Quality world is how that you pick. You have in your mind this ideal world, the perfect world, and then you try to match reality with that ideal or perfect world.
Yeah.
And that's your quality world. He's calling it in this book.
Yeah.
So if you like we talked about, LaRonda likes men with blue eyes and dark hair.
Only dated one blonde head guy.
And so, I was in her quality world from the beginning.
Yes,
Anyway.
you were.
So total behavior, chapter 4. When he tells me he is depressed, I'm sure he believes that this misery is happening to him. Now that he talks about people he counsels in here. He works, I think, for the Mayo Clinic or something like that. Another Mayo Clinic doctor.
Yeah.
But I believe he is choosing the misery he is feeling. Now, you remember we talked about that in Love is a Choice, that the codependent, the hopeless romantic, the more they suffer for love, the more they enjoy it. They don't. They feel like they're really loving somebody
if they suffer.
If they really can
Yeah.
suffer for them, and survive it.
And not die from it.
Right, exactly. Well, I don't know if that. I guess that would be the greatest love, is to
guess.
die for
you
somebody.
died for me.
Yeah, to kill it. Die for me, and then
Well, what is that
I'll
song?
know that you love me.
Killing me softly with his love. Killing me softly. Remember that song?
Yeah,
I'm hoarse.
There's all kinds of songs.
Yeah.
What I will teach him is that he is choosing to depress to deal with something his wife is doing that he doesn't want her to do. And so he becomes depressed as a way of controlling. I've read all of those.
Okay.
And so
he becomes depressed.
yeah, is the way that he deals with it. He plays the victim or the martyr, as we were talking about. And I mean, these books go hand in hand.
They really do.
Together.
They really do.
It's the reason I love psychology. But anyway, first, he can choose to change what he wants his wife to do. Second, he can choose to change the way he is dealing with her, and so you can look at that two different ways. One of the ways is he can change what he wants his wife to do in his ideal,
in his mind,
in his ideal world. He can change to accept what she's doing, that it's okay, and then or either that he can choose to if it's a bad behavior, to set up boundaries and modify it through boundaries.
Or he can change his mind, and
if it's an addiction
he
or something.
can change his way of thinking about her.
Yeah, and then secondly, he can change the way that he deals with her.
Yeah.
From that perspective.
Yeah.
And so instead of being depressed, then he should become assertive.
Yeah.
And express what he what he wants to change, or to accept it if it's nothing bad wrong with it. Let her live her life without him criticizing her. The next section I have highlighted. It was obvious to me that he wanted a good relationship with her. It was also obvious to me that if he couldn't patch things up, he could probably find another love. But this option was not on his mind when he came in. And that's the sad thing whenever we're counseling a lot of people. Elaine said, bless you.
Oh, thank you.
Bless you, my child.
Thank you.
You are healed.
Benny Hinn you.
Yes. But what that's the problem is whenever that you're in a codependent relationship, you can't see outside that enmeshment.
Right.
You see how that it's going to destroy you whenever if the relationship ends, and so you're fighting in every way to return to the enmeshment, to the relationship, and so there's not in the mind of the codependent of any alternative than going back to that toxic, destructive, bad relationship. They can't see that there could possibly be over the rainbow
an outage,
a healthy, positive, encouraging relationship that they can get to. That they it's just much easier to go back.
It is,
and not see the possibility of any other relationship.
And don't you think some women, if I think women more than men, you may tell me I'm wrong, try to hope and pray that relationship would get better and better. Men usually will let it go quicker than a woman.
Well, it's not like that. We talked about when we're talking about love as a choice.
Right.
That, for 5 seconds,
Yeah.
the narcissist or the psychopath gave them the perfect relationship. And I'm talking 5 seconds.
Ooey gooey.
Maybe 5
Yeah.
minutes. Maybe the first date. If you're lucky, but they're trying the rest of their relationship to get back to that point in the
Right.
relationship, or at least I was.
At the good stuff.
And not realizing that it's never going to get. That was not you didn't fall in love with the person that you're with. You fell in love with a make believe person
that they showed you.
The magic trick.
Yeah.
Here, look at this while I'm doing this. Taking your money
or your heart out of your chest.
Well, it's usually money.
Yeah, it's usually money.
You experience that.
I did, yes. But I never felt a ooey gooey anything.
Ooey gooey anything?
No.
Okay.
Not that time.
He didn't say, let's look. He didn't have the 5 seconds of perfection?
No.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, thank you. No.
Okay.
No. But now, most of the time you do. Most of the time you do
Right.
have the 5 seconds of perfection.
Right. And so that's what they tried to do.
Yeah.
But they have ulterior motives, is what, and so
They do.
then you do. They have motives of, who knows what they are.
I know.
They can vary. That's just one of them. Finances is one of them.
Yeah.
At first, I look for the relationship that's gone awry. Then I look to see if he does the usual external control thing and blames someone else, in this case, his wife, for how he feels. This question will again, this question will gain his attention and get the therapy started. And so this is talking about how to, he talks a lot in here how to, he's talking to counselors on how to counsel somebody with these things. And so you try to get him to realize where the relationship went awry and focus on blaming who deserves the blame. Usually they're blaming themselves,
right?
Because that's what the other person kind of wants them to do.
Sure.
It's all your fault. We were talking about this today. Somebody said, I can't understand why they'd want to make your life miserable after you're gone. And I said, well, it's because they don't want to see the person with somebody else, because then that tells them that person, there wasn't anything wrong with that person, so then there must be something wrong with me. So they want you to never have anybody else again for the rest of your life.
Because you have.
So they want you to blame yourself and say, that it's your fault, that you'll never be able to find anybody but me, and I don't want you.
Yes. So good luck with that.
Right. And so.
Katie quit.
Then the next thing I have highlighted is I'm interested in what you're going to choose to do now. I'm interested in what you want, and I'm interested in helping you choose some ways to get it if I can. And so that's he's talking about questions and things to tell the client, the person that you're counseling, to help them out of this. And it might help you to ask yourself, I'm interested in what you're going to choose to do now. I'm interested in what you want, and I'm interested in helping you choose some ways to get it if I can.
Power on.
Okay, continuing on. Let's see.
You want me to read?
No, that's all right.
Okay.
What is more startling to most people is my claim that he was choosing the misery he was complaining about. Mm-hmm. This is a radical departure from what most people believe, especially from what every client I have ever seen believed when he or she sought psychological help for painful symptoms he or she identified as depression. When we depress, we believe we are the victims of a feeling over which we have no control. When we depress strongly for a long time, this choice is actually called clinical depression and is considered a mental illness. A widespread current belief is that mental health is caused by an imbalance in brain chemicals. To correct this imbalance and feel better, patients need brain medication, and for depression, most psychiatrists immediately think of a drug like Prozac. And so, what he's saying here is that basically we is choice theory. What we're his theory is that we choose to be depressed, and and in that man's case is to control his wife. He was depressing, and so we choose to be depressed. It's kind of like, the Bible says, it describes joy and happiness as
Right.
clothing that we put on.
Right.
That it's like we can choose to be happy, or we can choose to be depressed. Which
Yes.
is kind of like only a counselor could tell a depressed person quit being depressed, but you can't just say that. You've got to help them to see that they're choosing to depress, and
Right.
it's not something that these idiots should throw medicine at.
They always throw medicine first,
They should have their license taken away. But
Yeah. and then some people need the
for
meds. So,
malpractice.
yeah.
I began by telling him that all he or anyone else can do from birth to death is behave. Examine your own life and try to identify a time when you were not behaving. All your significant conscious being, that is, all behaviors that have anything directly to do with satisfying basic needs, are chosen. Not only are we always behaving, but we are always trying to choose to behave in a way that gives us the most effective control over our lives. And so that's kind of, I guess, what we do in Celebrate Recovery. We go back and see, look into our past and see the source of, our bitterness, our anger, and that. When did things go right? Lots
Right.
of times we'll find out, that the guy he's in jail, and his dad died when he was 10,
Right.
or he was raped
Something
or
traumatic.
molested,
Yeah.
or something like that. But as I keep reading again, these are our choices when we want to stop choosing a painful behavior like depression. Change what we want, and is the first thing. Then we change what we are doing, and or change both. And so, in other words, his wife, doesn't want to have anything to do with him anymore. It's
Versatile.
Recyclable.
Recyclable.
That's a new word for you.
You can't go back.
Yeah, what is it whenever that you make amends, whatever that you work things out and you get back together? Anyway.
Inconceivable.
Inconceivable. That's inconceivable. Okay. Anyway, you've got to change what he wants. He wants his wife. He's not going to be able to go back to his wife, and so you've got to change what he wants away from his wife, or change what we are doing. Like, instead of laying around the house depressed, moping, go out and get a fitness plan and start, exercising, buff yourself up for the next girl. Or both.
Yeah. Or buff yourself up for just yourself, if that's the case.
Okay. I wish it was girlfriend instead of wife in the example, but anyway. There are 4 inseparable components that together make up the way we conduct ourselves. The first component is activity. When we think of behavior, most of us think of activities like Philip Martin, like like walking, talking, or eating. The second component is thinking. We are always thinking something. The third component is feeling. Whenever we behave, we are always feeling something. The fourth component is our psychology. There is always some psychology associated with all we are doing, such as our heart pumping blood, our lungs breathing, and the neurochemistry associated with the functioning of our brain. And so,
That would be involuntary, right?
hopefully,
Instead of voluntary.
involuntary.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, this chapter goes on and on.
It does.
It does. So, maybe
We can start there tomorrow.
we could start there tomorrow.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, what do you think about the book? We're trying to do like biblical concept with a psychology book. So, what the Bible would say is it different than what psychology says. And sometimes they go hand in hand.
Right. Well, it's
Sometimes.
kind of,
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the things I learned whenever I was healing is I read a lot of books, or I would read a book whenever that I was healing, and are going through these transition periods, and the whenever I found myself like that guy,
Yeah.
where that I needed to change what I wanted, and what I was doing. Then so I would change what I was doing, and I start reading a book, and this was one of the books I read, and so I'd like to, share what I learned in these books with you, which helped me learn to deal with relationships and marriage and that sort of thing. I learned that if I couldn't help the other person, but I could always help myself. I can improve myself. And that's what I did.
And then we can share it with them on the Way to a Great Marriage cast of what we learned.
If they'll watch it.
If they'll watch. Hey, Bailey said she liked it.
Okay. I don't think any of my exes are going to watch this.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think they're beyond help, okay?
No, they're not going to watch. They're definitely not going to watch, and neither will mine. So,
right.
It's okay.
So we encourage you to like, thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
We have two.
Thank you.
I'm taking Elaine's one of them.
Maybe Terry
or
Tim.
Or Tim. I don't know which. Or
we got to say God bless.
Sissy's on here too.
Oh,
Sounds
hi,
like a
Sissy.
good book, she said.
Yeah. We want to thank God for keeping our kids up in Panama City and down at Disney and Orlando safe from Milton. And we had so many people going, but Jesus says, the winds and waves obey me. We were like, Jesus, make it stop. So it went from a catastrophic something to something that was not so terrible.
And so, it sounds like that it really slowed down and didn't do as much destruction once it hit landfall.
Thank
I don't
God.
know how wherever it hit, was it Sarasota?
I'm not
What's
sure.
between Tampa and
I'm not sure.
and where we were with Ian.
Yeah, Sanibel.
Sanibel.
Yeah.
We
were there with
halfway
Aaron.
in between.
We were
It
with
hit,
Ian.
Tampa, the last hurricane hit Tampa,
Yeah.
right?
Helene.
Okay, so that's probably a part of Florida to avoid. Maybe we'll go down to Miami next time. And Elaine said, "Yep."
Yep.
She likes the book.
Good.
Sissy likes the book.
Yay! Thanks, Sissy.
And so I think the tornadoes before the hurricane did the most harm.
They
there was
did.
like 100. No, was there 109 or 19 tornadoes?
Oh, a bunch. Yes, a bunch of tornadoes.
Yeah.
They were just dropping out of the sky. Tons.
You showed me a picture of one that looked like a category 3, maybe.
It was a mile wide.
It was really
It was
wide.
a mile wide. Annabelle.
Yeah, once a hurricane gets shore, that's the most damage is flooding and tornadoes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Help those people, Lord. Help
we
those
usually
people.
see it up here. We get tornadoes up here from hurricanes. So.
We do.
We just got. We didn't get flooding, but some people did.
Yeah, some people got it. We were blessed and didn't get it.
And then, comment, ask questions. Terry, Elaine, Tim, Sissy, all follow their example, make comments, and ask questions. Annabelle had something said she had something to say. Elaine said.
Oh yeah, she always has something.
She's
to
gonna
say.
sing with
She
us.
sings. Wait till we turn on the song.
Here in a second.
You'll hear her sing. Come here, Annabelle.
We used to talk back and forth.
Here's Annabelle.
And we used to
There he is.
freak everybody out.
She's a talker.
It used to freak people out that we talked to.
She talks. She talks to us, and she demands a treat.
She's my comfort dog.
Yeah, she is. He has to share with me too. Are you mine too? Yes.
Elaine said love it. So wait till we sing. Talking about sharing, I do want you to share. There's a waycast called Against All Odds. I pinned it to the top of the channel. If you want to please share our channel, but share that. I think it's a great evangelistic.
Yes.
I think we're up to 121 views. So you guys have really been sharing it. And so.
And Rumble.
And next, subscribe.
Oh, subscribe.
Yes, subscribe not only to the channel, we're up to 399.
No, we're not.
Where we have 399 subscribers.
Awesome.
We need one more.
One more subscriber.
We need all of you to subscribe so we can go over 400. And then I need you to go over on Rumble.
Who's ready to rumble?
Yes, Annabelle's doing it now. Go over to Rumble and subscribe over there in case we get kicked off of YouTube. Then you won't miss a beat whenever we go live over there. And I think we only have like 6 or 7 subscribers over there, so you can really. If we get more subscribers over there than here, we'll start doing it over there instead of over here. So that would be another thing. But
and hit
the ding-a-ling in your life.
Hello, man.
And Katie jumped.
Katie jumped.
She thinks that she's the ding-a-ling.
Yeah, she's a ding-a-ling. Katie's the ding-a-ling.
Okay, so with that we say, and it goes away.
Good night.
Good night. Until we meet again. Adios. Au revoir.
And oh, it's always sweet sorrow to part.
Oh, you'll always remain in my heart. Good night, sweetheart. Don't let the love flow away. It's a wish and a prayer that everything comes true. And now till we meet again. Adios, au revoir, adios. Good night.
We love you.
And don't ever forget, you are truly loved. With that, we'll say good night.
Friends, there you have our show. Hit song.